This episode, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available without commercials. Just look for the banner on your Apple Podcast app to subscribe and try it free for a month.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Royal Watchers earned their money this week as they overanalyzed every tiny detail of Harry's visit and the King's busy schedule. Prince Harry's appearance at St. Paul's Cathedral on Wednesday appeared to carry a subtle message aimed at his father. Dressed in a suit, Harry wore 4 medals on his chest, including one awarded by his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. However, for the second time in recent weeks, he did not wear his King's Coronation Medal, a decision that did not go unnoticed by observers. The Coronation Medal, given to recipients involved in the coronation ceremonies and processions, was absent from Harry's attire during both his appearance at St. Paul's Cathedral and a previous video presentation. Body language expert Judy James analyzed Harry's body language, telling the Mirror, "The way Harry takes a virtual dive towards the crowds, bending his legs and his torso into a bit of a crouch, suggests he wants to make this pressing of the fan's flesh look spontaneous and impromptu. He seems to be bolstered up by the warm greeting as his grin widens with unfiltered pleasure as he shakes the group by their hands, letting everyone know that this is not going to be a long walkabout through by his bent posture." Harry still retains the barrier rituals, though. One hand is across his torso at all times here, and although its function might seem to be to hold his tie back, it looks suspiciously like a barrier ritual that suggests a degree of wariness and anxiety here. Despite those medals pinned to his chest and despite the couple of friendly grins he threw at the crowds, Harry's body language here suggested a slightly forlorn and wary inner state as he exited his car and made his way up the steps to the church. He buttoned his jacket and then kept his hand there, even replacing it as he shook hands with the clergy, suggesting a need for a partial barrier gesture. His 3 waves to the crowd were relatively humble rather than royal, and the palm held out and the fingers splayed, and more of an over-the-shoulder glance than any creation of a more static and deliberate pose of greeting. His grin suggested he was grateful for the reception and keen to create some friendly bonds with the crowds here. The way the grin widened as he turned for one last wave all suggested a possible sense of relief that he had got this very public solo arrival over. Royal author Tom Quinn claims the King had a savage joke about his son. Quinn told the Mirror, when King Charles heard his son was planning to return for the Invictus Games, he joked that if he saw Harry, he would have to have him searched first to see if he was taping their conversation. Quinn also commented on the choice of medals, telling the Mirror, Tom said, Harry was seen wearing his Knight Commander of the Royal Victorian Order medal at St. Paul's Cathedral for the Invictus service. The medal was given to Harry in 2015 by his late grandmother Elizabeth II for services to the monarchy. Wearing this was Harry's way of reminding his family that his grandmother valued his contribution, even if his father and brother do not. Wearing the KCVO neck and star was also Harry's way of pointing out that he's not the bad boy he's portrayed as being by his father and brother. It's Harry's way of saying he still supports the monarchy, despite the way he feels he has been treated. Perhaps more importantly, wearing the medal is Harry's way of saying, you've taken everything else from me, but you can't take this. Prince William, who was seemingly too busy to see his brother, had some time on Thursday for beach volleyball. William travelled to Cornwall, the first time he was seen publicly since avoiding Harry on his recent visit. William spoke intently with Max, a local man who had experienced homelessness himself. There's always hope, Max told William. That's what we genuinely want to do, the Prince responded. Give people like you hope, but it's got to be real and it's got to be effective. Is there anything you can pick out, any key ingredients that would make it work? William spent some time at Holywell Bay and Newquay Surf Life-Saving Clubs, which trains and supports volunteers to save lives and prevent drowning in open water. There he met with lifeguards and joined in a beach volleyball game, where we're happy to report he got his serves in. Palace Intrigue will be right back. We asked Royal Insider Deep Crown for his insight. DC tells us, the optics of this whole situation are, in a word, disastrous. On one side, we have Prince Harry returning to the UK alone, without even his wife by his side. It's stark contrast to the united front that he and Meghan have presented in the past, and it speaks volumes about the current state of their relationship with the royal family. Meanwhile, the king is off attending a garden party, schmoozing with the guests and no doubt fielding countless questions about his wayward son. One can only imagine the whispers and the sideways glances, the speculation about what exactly is going on behind closed doors. It's a situation that would be uncomfortable for any father, let alone the monarch of the realm. And then there's the relationship between William and Harry. The fact that there wasn't even a suggestion of a meeting between the two brothers during Harry's visit is telling. There was a time when they were inseparable, the closest of confidants and the best of friends. To see them now so utterly estranged is heartbreaking. But perhaps the most ridiculous aspect of this whole saga is the image of Prince William, the future king, playing beach volleyball of all things. It's a bizarre juxtaposition. The heir to the throne frolicking in the sand while his brother is left to navigate the choppy waters of royal diplomacy alone. One can't help but wonder what message it sends, intentional or not, about the priorities and the mindset of the monarchy in this moment. By the way, if you want to hear more from Deep Crown, every Sunday we publish an episode that is entirely Deep Crown, and it's only for Apple subscribers. And you can sign up to be an Apple subscriber on your Apple app. You can try it even for free for a month. And not only do you get commercial-free episodes from Palace Intrigue, but hundreds of other episodes across the Cathedral Shark Media Network, and you get these bonus episodes from Deep Crown. It looks as if Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have gotten their wish of privacy after moving to Montecito in 2020, as the residents have heeded their request. Local bookstore owner Mary Sheldon shared her perspective in the Express. I think they're basically ignored, and if people come across them, that's fine, but I don't think the locals seek them out in any way. I have seen black SUVs on my road. Other than that, no impact at all. Sheldon even weighed in on Harry's memoir Spare, which she sold at her store the day it was released. I sat and read it, and I got as far as him going to school, and I thought, this is a well-written book, and it's interesting. She said, but did you finish the book? I read as much as I wanted to. Sheldon added that Spare did not particularly do well at her store, selling only about 20 copies since its January 2023 release. Sheldon noted that Oprah Winfrey is a regular customer. She does her own shopping. She doesn't send her people to do it. However, Sheldon speculated about the Sussexes. I don't think they do their own shopping. I've never seen them. Either that or they don't read books or they shop on Amazon. I don't know what they do. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, write reviews, hit those 5 stars if you like the show, and subscribe through the Apple app if you want to get this episode commercial free, along with the Deep Crown stuff. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.